The religious world of today is mostly ignorant of the fact that the science of biology is a part of their holy doctrine, tenets, philosophy, theology, and core essence. In a result of all this, those of the Abrahamic faiths have forgotten what it means to be created in God's image. They only see the holy man on the altar or a holy man in robes. Because of this, man has lost the knowledge of the universal power of mankind and the human body. Man himself is the key of unlocking the riddle of life, for man is the living image of the divine plan. Both God and mankind have a twofold or dualistic connection, of which the superior part is invisible and the inferior part is visible. This is regarding God and man, the soul and the body and spirit. The Greek word for God, which derives from the word theo, is a feminine word. Thus, the earliest references of God are either female or both masculine and feminine. These masculine and feminine qualities, though often hidden or unseen, lie all around us through the world, universe, living organisms, and our language throughout the world. The feminine aspect is the physical, and the masculine is the invisible spirit and universal law. Thus, man's body is either a prison or a temple for the divine spark or the divine principle, in a state of expansion, maturation, regeneration, and resurrection. It is the soul that navigates through these experiences for spiritual growth and development. The ancient images of the gods were made to be emblems or reminders representing the invisible powers and principles. This knowledge was held on by the ancient esoteric schools of thought. However, this knowledge would be forgotten and would form the exoteric. Thus, man would sleep, and in this deep sleep, they would worship their objects of clay and stone, and would grow to fear the images of the divine. Because of this superstition, that would lead to a separation of man and the divine. Figures like Christ appeared so that man could remember its divinity and the divine within, so that the soul could achieve gnosis and that the individual then could come to understand the spiritual mysteries. The monad is described in Gnosticism as the absolute and the all, and that nothing exists outside the monad or the Godhead. The monad is also the Trinity, that is the spiritual and physical and the organic and inorganic. The first monad, the highest aspect, that is the eternal God. The second is the eternity, and the third is the pattern of the universe. This is the triple divine triad. Thus, this is why we see the patterns of the universe within the earth and within man, and the patterns of the earth within man. Thus, as so above, as so below. The 8 fingers and the 2 thumbs make up 10. This in turn represents the 10 commandments, and the 2 hands symbolize fire and air, and the masculine and feminine. The fingers and thumbs represent the 10 commandments of the spiritual laws, while the toes represent the 10 commandments of the physical laws. The 4 fingers represent also the 4 elements, and when you stretch out your body, you form a 5-pointed star, representing the 5 wounds of Christ and the 5 senses. We as humans have 2 arms, 2 legs and 1 head. The head governs the first 4. Thus the head, which contains the mind, is the 5th element and the symbol of mankind. The brain also symbolizes the fifth element, ether or air, or even spirit, that controls and unites the other four elements, which symbolizes the higher and lower realms. Thus, within the brain lies the mind or soul that governs, awakens, or remains asleep to its higher universal creative potential. The Christos, the Christ, or the divine messenger who carries the message of God is also within you. Thus, we are also all children of God. Its physical essence is also the elixir of life, the holy oil, or life-giving water. This is the cerebrospinal fluid that flows through the pineal gland. It's called the messenger due to its role of travelling through and communing with the brain. This is the psychedelic fluid that produces DMT through the pineal gland, the mind's eye that produces the vision. The mind is that what sees the vision, and that is between the two, the brain and body. The two hemispheres of your brain symbolically represent Moses parting the Red Sea. The left side of the brain represents darkness, and the right side of the brain represents light and righteousness. The left side of the brain also represents the divine feminine, while the right side represents the divine masculine. The sensory system that travels up to the brain is the raising of Christ and the raising of the serpent. It also represents the North and South Pole, and it also is the symbolic story of Santa travelling up and down the chimney. Thus, travelling up and down the sensory system is the raising of chakras or the raising of consciousness. The 12 disciples symbolically represent the 12 cranial nerves of the brain, and the water of life or the Christos that travels through and communes through the 12 disciples. The heart that lies in the centre of the human body is viewed as either being in the middle, centre, or that the middle is actually above according to some ancient Jewish Kabbalah thoughts. The Hebrew word levav, meaning heart and mind, as the ancient Jews believed that the heart and mind were one. Thus the two are in union with this word that is both masculine and feminine. The human heart beats like the vibration of the universe. Thus the heart and mind are inner keys to our inner universe, a union of rhythm, vibration and creation. Thus the heart makes the vibration and the rhythm is both the heart and the breath or air, and the mind creates. Thus the heart, breath or air, and the mind are a triad in union, a trinity. Thus this sacred triad or trinity is both aspects of the masculine and feminine natures of God being manifested into the Son. This divine triad or divine triple law can be found in nature, the universe, and within our own selves. Thus we are all children of God.